Hello everyone, it's Helen from Journaling Planet, and today I'm going to do a thrift shop haul video. All of the contents of this video cost me £10 in total. I do these haul videos after I've accumulated £10 worth of materials because frankly, if I did a whole video of all the things that I find in thrift stores at once, we'd be here till the end of time. First of all, have any of you seen the film Seven with Brad Pitt in it? If you haven't, the following sentence is going to be lost on you. What's in the box? You'll find out later. Let's start with this. This was 50p, and I'll be honest, I didn't totally know exactly what it was when I bought it. It is just a greetings card, but it is so beautifully designed, and I'm not even sure, it might be handmade. So how it works is you prop it up and it sits up like that. Isn't that gorgeous? When I initially bought it, I thought, oh, maybe I will separate this and use this as a charm. As soon as I opened it, I thought, no, I can't do that. I will probably separate this section and use it as maybe a pocket, and then maybe use this back section here as a spine, or as the start of a bookmark or a journaling spot. And then this section here I'll use as a background, and I will probably cover over the happy birthday. I don't think I'm going to use it as a birthday card, but I just thought it was the most beautiful design, and sadly there is no name or company name on the back. So that's what makes me think it's maybe handmade, and it's just so beautifully put together. So being a Yorkshire lass from the north of England, I was very excited to find this old map from the petrol company Esso. I mean, just look at that cover. It's gorgeous, and I'm a bit put out that somebody thought it was okay to just write £2 across it in the charity shop. I mean, could they not have just stuck a label on like everybody else? But, I will cover that up, and I'll distress ink over it, and I will use this. I will definitely preserve this whole cover. And look at the back of it. It's got all these wonderful road signs on it. And somebody has, in the days of yore, made some notes in blue biro, and I don't mind that, because that's actually somebody who used it wrote those notes, as opposed to somebody who just wanted to sell it for £2 scrolling across the front of it. But again, I will preserve this whole section, and I will probably use them as pockets on a journal page, or I might actually create a whole kind of folder, kind of a folder that folds out, and put this on the front and this on the back, and put some of the map on the inside, because the map itself is also quite beautifully drawn. And this is similarly a map of Sunderland, where I live, and I'm gonna put a picture up of the place where I live now, so you can see what it looks like. Isn't it pretty? I mean, that's on a very sunny day with a lighthouse, sunbeams bouncing off the lighthouse. It's obviously not like that absolutely every single day, because I live in the north of England, but similarly, I've got a lovely black and white map here of the area I live. It's going to come in handy, and I've looked, and we definitely are on this map where we live, near the lighthouse. And there's also this lovely index of streets, some nice text that I can work with as well. Oh my, this magazine, I could not resist it. It's a knitting magazine, but the photographs in it are just precious. Do you remember when you used to go out in a crew hat and a purple jumper? No, me neither. But I absolutely love the fashion photos in this. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I mean, let's just talk for a moment about these pink leather gloves teamed with a turquoise jumper and hat. I think, at a guess, folks, I think this was published in the 80s. I looked before I started the video, but there was no year stamp on the publication. Nobody, no decade wants to own up to the fashion designs within these pages. But I think looking at it, we can probably make an educated guess. I was just a small child in the 80s, but I remember watching people walk around in colour clashing kind of clothes like this. And also, oh my, I mean, what would you say if your nan just knit you that jumper? I'd be like, thanks, Nan. I'm going to wear that every day. I actually would, because I love retro stuff. Oh, she's decided to take the gloves off in this one, look. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Leather gloves. Can we say sweaty palms? So, I mean, look at this check. I mean, can we say subtle? I don't deliberately just buy these magazines to mock people in years gone by the way. That's very cruel, and I don't mean it that way. I'm just having a bit of a laugh, because you know what it's like when we all did it. You wear something when you're young and you think you look amazing, and then 20 years you look back and go, huh, that looked different in my head. So I'll fussy cut round these women. I possibly use it in a sewing or a fashion journal. In some cases I might use them as full journal pages or as backgrounds on larger journals. I love the term fussy cut, by the way. I hadn't heard it before I started looking at journals. I'm not sure if it's an American term or if it's just a journaling niche term. Please tell me in the comments to this video. But it is one of my favourite words ever invented, fussy cut. This is it's huge. I won't completely unravel it, but just to give you a sense, you know, it covers, that is only half of it, and it covers the whole screen. It covers like a significant part of my desk. And this was from a thrift shop. It was £1.50 for all this fabric, and given that I'm only likely to use very small snippets and lengths of it at a time, I'm not one for covering journals in fabric. I seem to always get that wrong somehow. It never quite seems to work out how I think it is in my head. So I'll probably use it in embellishments. And what I'll probably do as well is cut off some small fragments to send out in a happy mail giveaway at some point on this channel, which I do on a regular basis, those happy mail giveaways. You know, I love my stash, but I'm not here to hoard things forever. If I've used something a few times and I'm like, I'm not going to use that design anymore, then I send it out, or eventually I suppose I'll need to do a destash, maybe just send some massive packages off to people. So these were 3 for £1, and as it happens, they are published by Hachette, which is who publishes my murder mystery novels that I write. So that was quite funny, seeing my publisher's name in the corner of this publication. My eyes were immediately drawn to all these images, as you might have gathered. And it was only after a few minutes that I went, oh, Hachette published this as well. These got these lovely abstract designs on the front. I love this image here. That could actually make such a cool closure if I backed it with card on a journal or on a page or a pocket. I just think that could be lovely. This could all be used as journal pages or as backgrounds on a journal page for kind of like a creative journal or an art journal. But I mean, I opened this page and look, I mean, straight away, I was like, easy embellishments, no stickers required. Just get a little bit of glue, stick that down, maybe stick some plain paper in the middle and a tiny embellishment in the middle. Done. Colouring in these things and making embellishments out of them. I've got an excellent speech bubble there I could use. I don't have to keep that wording. I could just put my own sentiment over that and have my own, you know, speech bubble. This is, again, I won't go through the whole thing. I'll just show you a few pages, but you get the idea that there are some really cool, like these are colouring pages, but all I'm seeing is a journal page. You know, you turn it that way, imagine it folded in half. That's a journal page to me, and I could either colour it or I could leave it blank for someone else to colour it. Okay, I love this. You are the designer of your own destiny. How cool is that going to look in a journal? I am very excited about the prospect of getting started with that one. And then this birdie one that I have 2 of, and as I say, will definitely feature in Happy Mail at some point. Again, look, I mean, these make your life so easy when you're crafting. It's just a matter of cutting. And these things over here, so you just cut around that. This reminds me of when my husband's gardening magazine comes in, and I'm always like, are you done with it? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh. And then about a week later I go, you done with it now? Because I want all the images of the flowers. You know, colouring pages. These are going to work so well in a journal, and just such easy pages as well when you're making a junk journal. And by the way, the charity shop had a massive stack of these. So it was obvious that if I didn't actually buy a few myself, then some were going to end up going to pulp. I mean, these immediate tags, you know, just chop the sides off, chop the corners off there, you got a tag. I do like it when I find things that I just think, oh, that's going to be a nice quick project, and it's not going to take me you know, too long at all to put something beautiful together. I think a lot of people have found things like this in thrift stores. The kind of sewing patterns. I got this massive stack for £2 and couldn't quite believe it. Look at these gorgeous. They're adorable. And you know, you can fussy cut round those, or you could cut round that as a whole and again cover a pocket with that, or part of a background on a journal. So the possibilities are just unlimited with things like this. And you've also got these wonderful ladies that you can fussy cut round. You know, again, I could use this for a fashion journal, I could use it for a sewing journal, but they're so generic, the kind of style of their clothing, that it could also be about a journal about going out somewhere, or nights out, or socializing, or just, you know, documenting a really great social event that you had. And you know, the text is interesting on these documents. The images, you've got some great numerical kind of values here, like little grids that you can use. You've got some plainer pages that you can use. So out of, I mean, £2, I mean, let's be honest, I've got enough materials here. If I didn't need to buy any for 6 months, if I didn't buy any more for 6 months, I wouldn't need to, would I? I could make easily a good few journals with just the materials that I've shown you in this video. Okay, here's the big lesson about visiting thrift stores when you're looking for junk journaling materials. So I was messing around as usual, not really paying attention. I was looking at something else on the shelf, and I saw this box, and I thought, you know, because come on, I mean, it's kind of the kind of design that would appeal to a junk journaler. It's beautiful handwriting, the postage stamps. I thought, oh, that's a nice box, but it's 50p, so it's probably just a box. You know, there's probably nothing inside it, because 50p for that box alone would not exactly be an expensive box. So I didn't really think anything of it. And I must have nudged it as I was reaching for something else. And when I did, I heard that. And I went, oh, there's something in said box. Now, I don't know what I was expecting, but when I pulled this ribbon, I'll tell you, the last thing I was expecting was this. 50p. How beautiful is that? Now, the actual stamp, it says Merry Christmas on it. So it is a very seasonal specific stamp. So I get you couldn't use that on absolutely every project, but you could use it on all your Christmas cards. You could use it on wrapping paper. You could, to seal a present or a gift that you're giving. You could use it in a seasonal or festive junk journal, or glue book, or collage book, or art journal, or any of those kind of things. So I was pretty excited by that. But even if I hadn't got any use for that whatsoever, if I didn't even celebrate Christmas, having this wax is super useful. I'm not going to lie, I just could not believe when I opened it And then look how gorgeous the box is. You pull the ribbons tight and it holds the pieces in place. Such a clever little design. It made me think, I wonder if I can learn something from that in my journals when I make them. So, lesson from this is don't check inside boxes. They might not be empty in thrift stores. And just because something is priced low like this doesn't mean that there's not something else inside it that's actually quite valuable or beautiful. I've managed to not squeal in the shop just about. I mean, my face must have been a bit of a picture, it has to be said. The person behind the desk must have thought, what is that woman? What is her problem? It's just some wax. But I wasn't expecting the wax to be there. So I hope this video gave you some inspiration about what to look for when you go to thrift shops. I find videos like this hugely inspiring. It gives me a sense of what I should look out for when I'm shopping for my own secondhand junk journaling items. So I'm going to leave it there, but I would love for you to put in the comments and tell me about some things that you found in thrift stores that might give me some ideas of what else I should look out for. As you can see, I've done pretty well with this haul, but I'm always looking for fresh inspiration because sometimes you walk past something in a thrift store and you don't realise how useful it could be to your crafting until someone else points out, oh, I use that to do this. If you've watched the video this far, please hit the subscribe, the like, and put a comment in the bottom. I love to hear from you. It makes it more of a conversation, and I love to learn from you just as much as you love to learn from me, I hope. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.